Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Brewery Beer Company. These guys are down in North Carolina. This is their Skillet Donut Stout. And this is an 8% oatmeal stout. Uh, these guys don't distribute to Virginia. This was sent to me by my brother Rico, and evidently he can get them where he's at, a little further north. You would think that they would try to go to Virginia before they went to New York and Pennsylvania and other places, because it's the state's right next to them, but they do not. This is, like I said, Rico sent this to me, and he writes, 8% breakfast stout made from a blend of 9 barley malts, a healthy scoop of oats, molasses, and milk sugars, and their favorite blend of freshly roasted counterculture coffee beans. So this was brewed with coffee, so I don't think I would try to sell this because the coffee is going to fade, guys. It says the date, ABV, and IBUs are all on the can. The three things that we need to make an educated purchase and know what we're drinking, guys. He says it's 60 IBUs, and it was canned on January 17th of 2018. Today is March the 11th of 2018, so not quite 2 months old. He said it was $18 for a 4-pack, and it's a big 16-ounce can. He says it's a fairly new brewery out of Asheville, North Carolina. A lot of great breweries down there, guys. If you haven't been to Asheville and checked out that beer scene down there, you won't be disappointed. I mean, probably several days worth of breweries which you can go visit. You can't see them all in one day. There's just too many of them there. Great beer scene down there in Asheville. He said opened in 2013, so the brewery is not that old, but this is 2018. They've been in business for 5 years. I'm surprised because I've been there several times since then and not seen or heard of them till now. He says so far they distribute in North Carolina, Georgia, New York, and most recently Pennsylvania. So they're getting out there. I wish they would come to Virginia. Well, maybe I ought to reserve that thought until I taste it. Maybe it's not going to be something that I probably want to purchase. I don't know. We're going to find out here in just a minute. So we got the ABV at 8%, and we got the IBUs at 60, and we got the canned on date. So I applaud them. 2 thumbs up to them for giving us all 3 bits of information on the can. So very nice artwork they've done. And to me, it looks like it's a shrink wrap sticker on the can. So I think that's more important than having a special can printed up that's going to cost you more, and they're going to have to charge more for the beer. You could just as easily just, do something like they've done and have something that slides over the can and then shrunk wrap down onto the can, or just a plain Jane silver can with a stick-on wraparound label, other than having a special can printed up, which adds cost to the beer, and they pass that on to us. So other than that, that's all we need to talk about. Final beer of the evening for me, and like I said earlier on the previous 2 beer reviews, we did 3 with the external microphone that I've got on my shirt, and it sounds like it was down inside my throat. We've got the microphone moved here. It's about 2 feet away from me, and instead of being right on my shirt where you can hear me breathe and swallow and everything else, hopefully the audio is going to be right where we need it to be for everybody to hear me. If you listen to it on a computer, more than likely you can turn the volume up and hear it. But if you're listening to it on a smartphone or a tablet, a lot of times you can't get enough audio since my camera is about 6 feet away. So hopefully this is going to work out, and I will judge that. This will be the third one I've done with a microphone down here, and once I upload it and listen to it, we'll know whether that's probably going to be appropriate. But you guys give me some comments back. So with that being said, without further ado, let's pop the top on this thing and get it into the glass and see what we've got. While I pour this, I'm going to go down the center on this one. Cheese is the earthy Camembert Fontina, general chocolate dessert. The meat is shellfish smoked meat, glassware to pint, Beckeronic tumbler mug, style Sidel. I'm using my favorite tulip glass today, guys. And it says not recommended for extended cellaring, more than likely because that's got coffee in it and it's going to fade over time, guys. Not going to be able to get it all into there because I got to leave room for my big old fat nose to get down into the glass. It is pitch black, guys. It looks pretty dark. Not getting any light at all. Down the center, didn't pour very much head. It's just barely covering the top of the beer. To the nose we go. Oh yeah. Smells wonderful, guys. Roasted malt, big time coffee notes. Maybe a hint of black molasses. Smells very nice. The coffee is definitely coming through on the nose. Smells very nice. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Thank you, my brother. Oh, yeah. Big time coffee notes. Very, very pleasant. If you don't like coffee, you're probably not going to like this beer, guys. If you're a coffee drinker and you like these stouts that's done with coffee, this is pretty tasty. On the taste, rich, dark roasted malt. Almost to the espresso type of coffee. Definitely outstanding as far as the coffee notes. It's there. It is definitely there. Like I said, black molasses. We might get some hints of some bittersweet chocolate or some dark fruits once it warms up. We're going to do the back end pour on this. I don't see how it could possibly change the appearance or anything of the beer, but I like to pour the back end of these bigger cans and bottles before I go off camera. Very nice, very, very nice. So nice graphics they've got on their label here. Got skulls on it. I'm a big fan of skulls, guys. Got a lot of tattoos with skulls on me. So very impressive artwork on the can here. So alright, guys, let's sip on this for a while. It's right out of the fridge. It'll come up to room temperature. Might have to, these darker beers like to fire up a stogie to go with them. So let's do that and see what we end up with. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Pretty tasty beer. It is. Very strong coffee notes. Almost to the espresso taste. Rich roasted malt. Almost to the burnt characteristics. Black molasses. Not getting a lot of dark fruit notes or chocolate or anything in this beer. A decent coffee stout with big notes of coffee. That's the biggest thing I can say about this beer. Big time coffee notes. And like I said, coffee will fade just like hops do over time. So you want to drink this fairly fresh. If you don't like coffee, you're probably not going to like this beer because it is off the chain with the coffee, almost to the espresso category. Very nice. And I've said this before, when they do these coffee beers, I'd almost like to see what the caffeine levels are, how much caffeine is in these beers. I know it has to have some. If you introduce coffee to the beer, it's got to have some caffeine in there. So, with that being said, very tasty. As you can see, it left no lacing, no head. In my honest, humble opinion, I think they could use a little bit more of the oats to give it a little more creamier mouthfeel, maybe a little more head retention. but it is a decent coffee stout. Final chug. Very nice, guys. It is a nice beer. As far as I'm concerned, it's an A beer, but it's in the A- range. I'm going to give this a 90. I do appreciate Tim giving all the information that they do, the ABV, the IBUs, and the canned on date. 2 thumbs up from them. And like I said, in my humble opinion, I think it could be just a little creamier. Use a little bit more oats than what they've done on this to give it a little more creamier mouthfeel. Maybe a little more lacing on the glass with the head retention and stuff. So, just my opinion. Let's run over to Beer Advocate. They say 4.22, which is also in their A- range. And final check-in, we'll go over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.18, also in their A- range. So it's unanimous, guys. A- beer from these guys at Brewery Beer Company. This is their Skillet Donut Stout. Didn't get any donuts in there either. I don't know where they come up with that name on this. So, in my opinion, I would call it maybe a Skillet Coffee Stout. Not getting into that sweet donut taste that's where they were going with this. But anyway, it is what it is. So if you've had this one from them, let me know what you think. And this is the 3rd video where I've had the external microphone down here. Hopefully the audio is loud enough, and instead of having it on my shirt here underneath my beard, where you're hearing me breathe and swallow, maybe the audio is going to be a little bit better for everybody. If you're listening to it on a tablet or a smartphone, it's going to be loud enough for everybody to hear me. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.